Hi Beautifuls, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. So today we have some nail goodies. Now these nail goodies come directly from South Korea. Wait, before you put me in a chokehold, no, I did not go to South Korea. Trust me, if I would have went to South Korea, you beautiful people would have been going with me too. But I did get these products from South Korea because my husband has a friend who is currently stationed there, and she was so gracious enough to help us get our hands on these. So I get to show you. So some of these products came from the nail mall, and then other chunk of these products came from the brand Saracen, which if you are in the nail community, you know the kind of rise of Saracen because it kind of cuts out that middleman and allows you to purchase directly from South Korea at Korean market price. Cool. But I will have to say that you make up for kind of the price and shipping. So in the end, you end up paying around the same amount for the products if you were to say purchase them from South Korea, or not from South Korea, from Sweet Nail Supply or Zillabue. With that being said, so yeah, like I mentioned, a good chunk of it comes from Saracen. Because Saracen sent me a ton of freebies, which I did not expect to have like a whole bag of freebies, but they did. So with all that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the video.
Trying to find the reasons you won't.
Okay, so you're switching over to voiceover. I'm so excited for what's about to ensue. So, like I mentioned in the intro, two of the main places that the products came from was the nail mall in South Korea, as well as the Saracen, the Korean site to purchase nail products at market price, like the Korean market price. And yeah, so my husband's friend, she bought it on Saracen and had it delivered international, not internationally, domestically, and then she mailed it out to us internationally. So it's like a little bit of a like, what is it, loophole kind of movement. So majority of the products are re-up. So like my um yogurt zero top gel was a re-up, as well as my zero base gel was a re-up, and I got a new cotton matte gel. And then something that was new that I got was the honey clear gel and this drawing matte gel from the brand Mostive. That's Mostive. I searched on their US website. For some reason I can't find it. I think this one is only sold on Saracen as well as in the nail mall. And then they gave me all these nail files for free, which was crazy to me. Now this whole bag is full of goodies from Saracen. Like that whole bag. They gave me three types of charms: a cuticle oil, a buffer, a file. They gave me a chrome iridescent powder. They gave me stickers and glitter. Of course, some iridescent flat back charms, a thing of glitters. I really like the cuticle oil that they gave me. Yeah, I think it's the brush applicator. The cuticle oil is kind of like subpar. I will say that it does absorb into your skin pretty well. But other than that, it is just a normal cuticle oil. It does have a bit of a scent to it. So now this gel polish right here, the name is CHEMI and it smells like chemicals. Definitely. At first you don't really notice it. It kind of goes over your head, but for me, like constantly using it, the chemicals was more like I was getting high off it. It's like if I was straight up sniffing Elmer's glue and Sharpie. Like if someone was taking Elmer's glue and pouring in the black permanent Sharpie ink into the Elmer's glue and mix it up and just sprayed some on a napkin and put it on my nose. That's truly what it smelled like. It was so freaking strong. But nonetheless, it is a good polish. It has about 2-coat coverage, and that's technically good for it being such a bright fluorescent pink. Typically, more brighter fluorescent colors are kind of hard to get 1-coat coverage with. You can get away with doing like 1 good coverage and then maybe like a measly 2nd coverage, or just 2 like normal coverage here or there. But either way, mixing fluorescent pinks are really, really hard, or any fluorescent color period. It's kind of hard to mix and have like a ton of pigment without it being a 2-coat kind of pigment thing. But yeah, I love this cuticle oil. And note, whenever putting on cuticle oil, don't just focus on your hyponychium. Also go underneath the nail and get that hyponychium. Your nails will appreciate that for you, because surprisingly enough, just as important as your cuticle area is, that hyponychium, your hyponychium is important too, because that is what grows with your nail to provide stability and strength as your nail grows out. So all that little skin under there, that's important. So moisturize that as well. And I would say it's nice. I love the pen applicator. And like I mentioned, it does absorb into the skin quite quickly. Okay, so they also gave me some charms. That's what it looked like. Yeah, they're like seashells and starfish, like just gold. What's the gold emblem? Not emblems. I don't know. Gold something. I already have some of those and don't really use them much, but that's actually kind of a theme with me when it comes to like stickers, glitters, chromes, charms. I don't really use them much within my nail sets, but I have them because I am a licensed nail tech, and when I decide to start taking back clients, then it's nice to have them for my clients to be able to pick what charms they want or what designs they want. And sometimes I feel in like a really charm heavy mood, but I'm quite precise to where I place my charms in the flat backs and all that stuff. So I don't really get around to using them much, though I should. Like, I bought the products to be used. You buy products to be used, not to sit inside your drawer for millenniums and just collect dust. Who knows? But if you guys would like to see like what's the word, like a charm haul of mine, of like all the charms and stuff that I have, because when I look for charms and when I look for rhinestones or crystals, I look for a specific type of crystal and charm, because it's going to ensure that they're the highest quality that you can find for a reasonable price. And the majority of all my charms that I do get, I get off of AliExpress in like bulk. This is my second time recording this voiceover, and I don't know if you can tell, but if it seems like I'm like over it, that's because I am. I recorded the whole thing just for it not to be able to, for some reason, pop up, so I had to re-record. Nonetheless, gotta get this job done. Oh, okay, this one's like I'm actually really excited about, because I'm always trying to get my hand on like multicolored iridescent chromes. So I have like chromes that give you like one good shift, but they're not really great chromes. I feel like the chromes that give you like multi kind of shifts when it comes to iridescence are the best chrome to have, because it gives you so much like depth and dimension with the design, and overall the look of it is gorgeous, like Gorgina times 10. So the fact that they gave me this palette for free, like all of the products that was in that plastic bag are free from Saracen. I did not buy these. I did not go out my way to search for these. They're like, hey, you want a freebie? Here you go. I find that so cool, and they're perfect. I like it when sometimes some iridescent chromes really only push one shift more than the other, but this one you can equally see both of the shifts perfectly. So I really enjoyed those, and for the fact that they showed up so pigmented on my finger is Gorgina times 10. So they also sent this Embo gel. It has like a bunch of mini glitter specks like embedded in it as well. You can make this on your own, most definitely. I think the fact that it comes with its own little applicator makes it perfect. But like I mentioned, you can make it on your own. Just take like a really thick gel, kind of like the Crazy Top thick, and take very small glitter fragments. You don't want anything too big, because if it's too big, it's gonna stick out. And then just embo that bitch. Okay, and then one of the new things that I got was the Crazy Top and Soft. I love this. It is so okay. When you're deep into nails, it's good to have like a medium viscosity and a thick viscosity gel, because you can do a lot with it, but there's something just so nice about a nice soft viscosity gel, because one, it's gonna level out perfectly. It's gonna, yeah, it's just something you like. You have to truly be into nails to understand the beauty of it. No, you cannot build a nail with with a softer viscosity gel, because it's just not practical. It's gonna move too much on you. It's gonna flood into your cuticle area way too much. But you can truly appreciate it when it comes into terms of like art, when it comes to terms of like perfectly capping something and still having a high gloss shine. Like that is what makes the Crazy Top series top tier. And I feel like the soft shows more of that crystal clear, just like nice finish that you may sometimes lose in the standard or the thick. I could just be rambling, but in my head, I notice a difference, because I will see myself grabbing my Crazy Top Soft and using it as a top coat more than I would use my standard or my thick as a top coat. Because that's T, she's that girl. And I'm just now figuring out that, yeah, she's that girl. So right now I'm using Miss CHEMI Gel Polish, because girl, I was high. I get high, I get high. I was high. That chemical was, ooh, I was buzzing. And like, and it did not start off that way. I feel like it just gradually just got stronger and stronger as I was using it. But it also could be because when I do nails, how close the nail is to my face is criminal. It's so criminal. And that's the reason too why I have like the viewfinder so far back, because I get so close and I can't help it. But I'm just taking out the time to test out all the products. Literally all the products that I was like, ooh, I want to see a little bit more. How does she work? What does she do? So I grabbed the yogurt nail honey clear gel, which on Sweetie Nail Supply's website, they said that it's I think I'm gonna explain it wrong, but I think it's supposed to be kind of used like like an overlay gel, if that makes any sense, because it cures non-wipe. It has a standard, like I would say like anywhere between loose to medium viscosity. Really lean more towards medium. I think the Crazy Top standard is a bit more medium viscosity than that gel is. It's just a little bit looser, but you can overlay, as I did on the practice tip. I applied a slip layer, then I took a good chunk of it and I applied it to the middle, and then I flipped it over to allow it to kind of like mix and mingle with the rest of the gel to create a nice natural overlay without adding too much product that it's starting to slip into the side walls. Will I be using it as an overlay gel? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I prefer potted overlay gels because you have a lot more control with a brush than I ever have with a gel brush. That makes any sense whatsoever. So no, I would probably never be using it as an overlay gel. I think it is nice as a good like undercoat gel, maybe like you do Gel X, and rather than going in with top coat as your gel to go underneath the to go underneath the full cover tip, go in with maybe the honey clear gel. But what I'm practically going to be using it for is as a blender gel for when I'm adding like shadows or highlights on a character art design, because it does have this perfect consistency to where it's not too medium viscosity that if you applied it onto the nail, you'll just be adding on bulk and not necessarily blending anything out seamlessly. It falls more on like the looser viscosity, which put it in like this really fun area to use it in accompanied with painting gels to really shear out or kind of blend out the painting gel that you have put down. So I'm excited to continue to play with it and find more uses for it. But right now, that's what I kind of been using it for. So yeah, so right now I have the full Crazy Top series. I have the thick, the soft, and the standard. The standard is a 40-gram kind of pot. I had accidentally bought that. I didn't mean to buy the standard, to be honest. If I say get any, the soft and the thick, yeah, because from the soft and the thick you can make your own standard, if we're being completely honest. But yeah, recommend the soft and the thick, because the soft you will find a lot more uses for than the standard. Since I've gotten this stuff, I've reached for the soft a lot more, and of course my Crazy Top thick, I reach for her all the time. That's my girl. So now I did all of this. I top coated it. I top coated it just to matte top coat it. Crazy work. But I wanted to test out the Motives. So that's Mostiv drawing matte gel. So this gel is a matte top coat that kind of has more of like a it's not velvet and it's not cotton. It's not like a soft. It's kind of like a concrete kind of matte. Like if someone was to, oh, I know, concrete is not the best way to put it. It's like a buffed surface. So like the best way I can explain it is like after you put down your top coat, you go in and you buff it really well to where it's just nice, matte, and smooth. That is the type of feel this matte top coat gives right out of the lamp. So it kind of gives the perfect base for drawing, and for me, in how much foreign product, like art products, I put on nails, it makes it like a perfect product to be added into my nail art arsenal, because it's causing me to cut out one step. Typically what I would do is put down my cotton mat, and because my cotton mat doesn't have much of a like rough surface, so to say, I have to buff it when I go in and try to draw on it or use my oil pastels, because if I don't, it's gonna chip right off. Like it won't even last on the nail. It will just kind of like flake. So having this in my arsenal has been top tier, because now I don't have to worry about it not adhering to the surface. And yeah, it's just perfect, because these color pencils aren't even good. They're a wax based color pencils. They're not good for this. I do not recommend wax based color pencils if you're deciding to use color pencil on nail. However, with that matte top coat, it shows up pretty well. Some colors more than other, but I think that's just because it's on top of this bright ass pink. So of course some colors are not gonna pop as much as other, but I was really glad to see that the white was working, because white has been, especially from these color pencils, a really hard color for me to make show up on any surface. I would have to like put down my regular matte top coat and then literally buff the living hell out of it with a brand new buffer. Couldn't even use like a used buffer, like a brand new buffer, just to really get that rough surface for me to even try to get the slightest line of white. So yeah, 10 out of 10. I like her. Chemica, not so much. I don't like Chemica too much, but it's a beautiful pink. Now it's time for the hootenanny, the big girl. The reason why we're here. The DGel full painting gel collection. Now this is a collection that comes with 5 sets of painting gels, and I have been in love. I'm so in love. Like, you know that TikTok song? In love, I love. Yes, I love. Look at me shaking it vigorously. I love them. They're perfect, especially for what I'm trying to do when it comes to nail art. I'm really trying to fall into that category of competition style nail art, where you are doing portrait designs. You're doing pretty much the best way I like to explain it for like the best way I like to explain it for me, a nail art dummy, because I love simplifying things, is like art murals but on nails. That's like when I see competition flat nail art, when I see competition 3D nail art, I literally think of murals and art murals and how people take crazy designs on such a large scale to create something that's technically what you're doing but on nails. So because I'm trying to get more into that, it's perfect for me to have a nice consistency gel that I have not been able to find with my NPA gel art palette or even my DGel X Jenny. The DGel X Jenny are a little bit too thick, and the same goes for the NPA gel art palette. They're a little bit too thick, and then they kind of run into that space of not being opaque enough while still being so thick. And I find that my NPA gel art palette does not blend out well, much like my DGel X Jenny painting gels. They just don't blend out well. I would have to mix it with a clear, softer gel for it to mix out. However, when I was practicing with these, which you will see me practice in the video, I wasn't having such a hard time blending it out with the techniques that I use. So I'm really excited to see how far I go with these products. And I was happy, girl. I was happy. So happy to get my hands on these. Like, you have no idea. These have been in my my wish list for a good minute, but I have a hard time trying to justify spending $600 on one product. I have a really hard time trying to justify spending that much. $400? Yeah, I don't mind, but close to $800 on one product, I have a really hard time trying to justify that. So when my husband was like, I found them, you'll be able to get them, I was like, oh, T, we love that. Thank you. So I'm excited. And yeah, they come in like a set of 5. You can buy the sets individually. So if you see one and you're like, oh, I really like that set, I don't really care for the rest of the polishes, but I really like that set, you can definitely buy the set individually, which I kind of recommend. That's what I was planning on doing, rather than just getting my hand on all 5 sets. I was just gonna buy the first set, then buy the second one, then buy so on and so forth till I have the full collection. But my husband was like, I'm just gonna get you the full collection. I was like, thank the God, thank them. But yeah, I was a little bit curious because that is a navy. It's like a dark, deep blue, like midnight blue. But I'm like, why they, at first I'm looking at it, I'm like, why did they give me two blacks? It wasn't until I opened it and I looked at it and I was like, oh no, that's not black, that's blue. Which, you know how hard it is to find a deep blue like that? To find a deep blue. I'm gonna have the sheer fun that I'm gonna have with these polishes is criminal. It's criminal. You have no idea. I'm like a kid in the candy store. Like, nails make me so happy. It was so funny. Okay, so I have a story. I was talking to my mom. So my husband, excuse me, my husband been talking about getting a new computer and giving me his old one. So, which his old one is like a much better version than the one I have now. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do on my computer? I was like, oh, I can just sell it to my mom, and then my mom can give it to my little sister because she's been saying that my little sister needs a computer. And so my mom we were talking about prices, and my mom was like, oh, okay, I can just give you the money for the shipping. I said, oh yeah, that works. Or you can buy me nail stuff. She goes, no, we're not doing that. She goes, no. He goes, you have a problem. How are you gonna pay for the shipping if I buy you nail stuff, guys? How are you gonna pay for the shipping? I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Maybe that is the adult responsible thing to do, is have you pay for the shipping of the product, because it's gonna cost a lot to ship it. Because one, it's an electronic product, and two, either way, like, girl, it's so funny. I was cracking up. My mom was like, I'm disappointed in you. You have a problem. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I do have a problem. If there could be a world where I can completely exist off of just buying nail products, like, I wouldn't have to eat. I wouldn't have to buy food. I wouldn't have to buy gas. Wouldn't have to pay a bill. If I can just survive life and just be able to buy all the nail products that I want, that would truly be my version of utopia. Like, the world can, yeah, my version of utopia is me, everything in life being handled for me. Food just magically appears in my refrigerator, gas magically appears in the tank, and all the money that I have goes strictly to nails. Yeah. One day. One day. Listen, staying delusional about things kind of is the solution. Because if you want it hard enough and you think about it hard enough, you will get it. I can guarantee that. Guarantee. Because it's called what? The power of manifestation. I say it enough, one day it's gonna happen. One day, I can promise you that. But yeah, literally each box that I opened and each box that I placed inside a little acrylic stand, the happier and the more giddy I got. Like, top tier. And I'm kind of happy. I don't know if you buy it individually, if it also comes with the acrylic stands, but if you buy the full collection, it comes with acrylic stands, which I really appreciate it, because when I was thinking about the product, I was like, where the hell am I going to store this? I don't have any space in any of my drawers, like, next to me. I do have more drawer space in front of my nail desk, but I don't really like to get up and travel far to grab a product. And I know if I stuff it inside the storage drawers that are in front of my nail desk, then I will never touch them, because I will initially forget about them. Because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. I can't help it. That's just how my brain functions. And I don't want to do these beauties. I want to be able to reach and grab them in any and every circumstance and chance. Trying to get my money's worth. Even some of the colors that I don't quite know what I'm going to use them for, I'm going to use them. Give me enough time and enough space. They will find a purpose. That they will. But this is all of them lined up, looking gorgeous. This is my version of, I'm not gonna say it, that's not PG. Never mind. They're so pretty. And look at those brights, like that bright neon green. So sexy. Oh my gosh. And I love that like rainbow, what is it? 1, 2, 3. Was set D. Like it gives vintage roller rink vibes to me. Like that red, what is it? The classic rainbow being very cool toned. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, now I think I'm just picking out some colors from each set that I wanted to play with. Just to see how well they cover on a black and white nail, and then also how well they blend out. So whenever you get a new product, you should run tests on those said products. Don't just automatically assume that it's going to work for you. Always run a test on the product, test it out, see how it is, see how it applies, see how it covers. Pretty much run diagnostics on that product, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. When it comes to painting gels, you want a painting gel that covers quite well without you having to add on too many layers. I think at most 1 layer to 2 layer of painting gels. You want to work in very thin, even coats, but you want those coats to be pigmented enough to where you don't have to go on and add 3 or 4 more. Because after that point, you're going to realize that the character or the person that you're painting is very bulky and it's not a good look. So the best thing to do is take a black and a white, and in this case I put it all on one nail, and you just want to take the products and just do a nice even line. No 2 coats, no nothing, just 1 coat, nice even line. I did squiggles because learning how to do a nice even squiggle line takes brush control, and that's just another thing that you should practice, especially when it comes to character art, is your brush control. But if squiggles are a little too hard for you, you can just do straight lines because you're just testing out to see how well it covers on black and white. And yeah, you just want to do it to either all the products that you have, or in this case I just grabbed a couple because there are 60. I don't know when I'm gonna find time to swatch all 60 of these, nor do I think I have space or enough display tips for all 60 of these. I will have to double check to see how many tips I have left, display tips. So for right now, I just did it on one nail and with a couple of colors. So to say, I will say that this product is perfect for anyone that's truly trying to get heavy into what's the word I'm looking for? Painting detailed nail art. Like when you're trying to get into painting characters, when you're trying to get into painting portraits or anything of that sort, this product is quite well because one, the viscosity of it is anywhere between like a medium, some has a little bit softer, but they're at this perfect viscosity and pigmentation. Is that even a damn word? Oh my god, they're at this perfect space, and I don't know how to explain it quite well, that allows it to, one, shear out very beautifully, but then also apply evenly very beautifully. And that's what you kind of want to look for when painting characters. Like you don't want to have to continue to go back and cover up or fix your work because you're not getting either the pigmentation that you want or the look that you want, or is not settling and self-leveling as well as you want. Yeah, because that kind of becomes the hardest thing. Like I remember when I first started out painting characters, I was in nail school, and one of my classmates came up to me and she was like, how do you get it so smooth and even? And I kind of like stopped and think about it, and I was like, oh, I'm not really doing anything to make it smooth and even. It's more of the product that's doing that, because the product self levels pretty good, and I don't have to worry about it running amongst itself or bulging up in some areas that I don't want it to bulge up. So as long as you apply it evenly, if the product is good and it has a good self-leveling thingish to it, then you're gonna have even work. And when it comes to gel, especially something that is so pigmented like painting gels, you want it to self-level even in its most thinnest form, because it's going to make sure that it one cures all the way and you don't have uncured gel, or you're not running into uncured gel. So that's to say. I feel like I said a whole bunch of nothing, but I hope it made sense. I need water. I talk too much. But I'm starting to really love these. They glided on so easily. And then after I was done pretty much practicing it as line work, I went on and I practiced it to see how well it blends together. That's one of my struggles when it comes to nail art, is like blending painting gels, because I've never had to. I've either always done just straight up color blocking, to where it's just like, oh, I just need to paint this shape, have a nice even line, and then boom, we're good. But since I want to get into more detailed nail art, that requires me to know how to blend a painting gel color quite well. And yeah, it's something that I am learning. So to have this product, which is going to make it a lot easier for me to do, I'm so grateful for. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is I'm applying some of that brown in small layers, and then I'm going to kind of blend it out and shear the ends out so it blends quite nicely. And I'm just working in a small layer with small amount and just building up to the opacity and the amount that I want it to have. Because to be honest, this covered up quite enough to where if I would have done just one more layer of that brown over it, it would have gave me a nice color of brown. In the end, I just picked a couple. I start off with me shearing out and blending out a small portion, like what I did with the brown, and then I take that beautiful pastel green, which is so gorgeous. That green is literally so beautiful, and I applied a ton of that on the nail and blend and sheared out the edges, so to say. So I currently don't have all the answers to know the right directions to go with painting characters, but I am trying to teach myself. So if you have any tips or tricks, or you do detailed character art and your blending is magnifique when it comes to blending out gel products, please just go ahead and leave a comment down below that you think would either help me or push me in the right direction. I'm always open for advice. I'm always open for ideas. And if you know something that I don't know, girl, let me know, because that's what a community is about. To educate and inform people so that we can lead better lives, not only within our career choice, but just overall in our life. Speaking of comments, some of the comments that I've been getting from you guys have been so heartwarming and just beautiful, and it makes me so grateful to have started this channel, because never would I have thought that I'll be here building the community that I have. It makes me so happy and so grateful, and I will constantly say that as we continue to grow, because like, you guys do not have to give me your time, and I am a strong believer that, especially at this point in time, people's time, people's energy that they give is far more important than money. Far more important than money. The fact that you guys actually sit down and watch my videos and interact with me, like, makes me so happy, because it's like, wow, you took out the time from your day to spend it with me. That is so crazy. So yeah, like I mentioned, I took that beautiful pastel green and I applied like a large amount, and then I just blended out the edges, which was actually quite easy to do. And then I am taking that neon green, which actually was kind of harder to blend out because it is already such like a light, kind of falling onto jelly color, that no matter how hard I was trying, I was unable to keep it pigmented like how the pastel green was. The pastel green, where I laid the most paint at, stayed quite pigmented, and all I did was blend out that harsh line. I was having such a hard time doing this one because the green is just so neon that it's gonna run sheer, and that has nothing to do with the scientists that created these products. It's more the fact that it's really, really hard to make a opaque, stark neon paint, and which is actually kind of runs into a good thing because it makes it kind of harder to cure if something is too opaque. It doesn't cure all the way, and you don't want to run into that, especially when it comes to gel products, because you can get things like contact dermatitis and all that unlovely stuff. So it's just more of like knowing the best techniques to blend it out. And right now, in the stages that I am, I don't know the right techniques, so it's just gonna take time for me to learn it. So just to respect the time and the journey that's gonna take. But one day I'm gonna get it one day. And when I finally do figure out the hack to get it right, of course I'm gonna tell you, because y'all my girls. Of course I'm telling you. If I know the secret, you gotta know the secret. Yeah. So in the end, I kind of give up, and I just take the green and I just paint it all over the nail because I could not figure it out, and I did not want to spend all of the rest of my day. I was kind of running into a time crunch. So, see, I'm gonna try a little bit more, then in the end, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it. And that right there, you see how I'm starting just to aggressively blend it. I'm like, I'm starting to give up. I'm like, freak it. In the end, it kind of looks cool. It reminds me of a pear. Like if I just added a bit more like yellow into that neon green, it definitely would have been like the skin of a pear, which actually surprising has been like a trend. People painting like the skin of fruit. I saw like guava. I saw, of course, the apple one. And so look, I made a pear. Pyres, Rick Ross would say. Yeah, I'm just giving up. I'm like, okay. Screwiana, which either way, even with me giving up and me feeling like it's too sheer, look how like bright it is. This is even with me giving up, even when me like, oh, I can't figure out how to keep it concentrated but well blended out. It still looks so gorgeous. And then you just see how well it layers over that brown to where it doesn't kind of make the brown disappear, but it layers over it well to where it kind of changes the tone and the color of it. And then the same thing goes for that pastel green, where it overlays on it and just kind of glaze over it and changes the hue of it rather than completely just wiping the color out altogether. And there it is. Okay, so I also end up showing the line work too, just to see how well it covers over the black and the white. And then I show a flower that I made with the painting gels, as well as how it's set up in my nail room. And yeah, now we are gearing towards the end of the video. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also go check out some more videos that I have in my channel. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all your support, and please remember to create something, whether it's big or small. Just the act of creating is a really beautiful thing, and it will bring you so much joy. Thank you so much. Bye.
You know the things you love about me. Love me like I'm more than just a body.